Emergency boiling. Ambulance.
That's how Denzel pronounces it at the start of American Gangster. Get this man an ambulance, a whambulance, a crambulance, a wham bam dam dam ambulance.
What's a quambulance?
A crambulance.
Oh, cram.
Cram, like we're gonna cram him in the back of an ambulance.
Like a mix between a clown car and an ambulance.
My man.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Fifth Period, the film podcast hosted by two media teachers, where today we are delving into the video game world with a film that narrowly escaped disaster with a last-minute redesign from its original nightmare fuel of a character. My name is Mr. Brown, and with me, as always, is
Mr. Boylan. I'm here. I don't really have anything special. I was just going to say it really fast, like I was Sonic, like Mr. Boylan.
That gave me Sonic vibes right there.
There we go. Really fast.
Nailed
I'm fast. I'm Ben Schwartz. How you going?
Wow, it's like he's in the room with us. Now, this is our last pod of the term. We do have a film club this Friday, but we will be taking a couple of weeks off before we reunite to discuss that one. So remember to go back and catch up on all our other eps of the year. We've done plenty of video podcasts recently, and we had a big week last week with Jurassic content to celebrate the release of the new Jurassic World Rebirth.
So Cretaceous content too.
Exactly right. So go check that out and let us know how you think our opinions stack up against your own.
Exactly right. Yeah, no holiday pod in this time because I'm not going to be in the country.
There might be something on the cards for a special reappearance of someone, but we'll see how we go for time.
If you're like me and can't wait to see that, make sure that you're subscribed, you're commenting, you're liking, you're sharing it around so everyone else can see.
Love that. Now, in addition to our main discussion of Sonic today, we will also be playing a video game-themed movie mashups. So if you want to skip ahead to that segmente, I will leave time codes in the description below.
Hey, I'm Josh, and today we'll be chatting about Sonic the Hedgehog.
A big thank you to Josh for his intro to the pod. He and Dennis were campaigning hard for this one today.
Oh, yeah.
To be honest, they really wanted Sonic 2.
I'd probably like number 2 as well. So I can't wait to go back and watch number 2.
Yeah, well, you and I were discussing, if we do the original in the series, it does leave that door open to potentially return later on. So
yeah, we can jump through that ring portal anytime we like.
Nice. I like that. But I do have Josh in my Year 12 media class. He recently handed in his folio for his film, and he's going to be starting shooting over these coming holidays.
Exciting.
So very excited to see it come to life.
What's
and
the film about?
It's a spooky genre, so you'll be pretty excited to see it too.
I'll have to give him some feedback.
Absolutely, but lots of cool special effects that are going to be in it, and I really like the themes and stuff that come up in it as well. I won't give too much away.
Oh,
no spoilies.
Call me tantalized. Jeez Louise.
But I'm very excited to see that finished product and thrilled because Josh just works super hard in class. He's a great student to have, and great to get him on the pod to do an intro.
Fantastic. Thank you very much, Josh.
Thanks, Josh. Keep up the good work, mate. Alrighty, let us jump into Sonic the Hedgehog 2020. Now, we got a bit of a bookend narrative structure. Oh, not so much a bookend, but a very cliche. You're probably wondering how I got here.
Very much like freeze frame and all that good stuff.
And I think what makes that work is that it's Ben Schwartz. And because he is voicing this character, a lot of stuff that might be a little bit cheesy and a bit basic, he kind of brings that to life because he is just very charming. And the way that he's able to deliver his lines quickly really melds with that idea of his character being fast.
100%.
Not just quick, but quick-witted.
Quick-witted, 100%. Because obviously you've got a bit more familiarity with Ben Schwartz. It was you who showed me Middleditch and Schwartz for the first time. And I know you got to see the live show as well.
Sure did.
Ben Schwartz and Friends.
Yep.
Obviously, I didn't know Ben Schwartz at the time, the first time I'd seen Sonic. But yeah, just immediately sort of came across as like, hey, this guy's a really good voice actor. It fits the character, as you said, that's kind of like a little bit childlike, but like, you know, trying to grow up and everything like that and find his place. His performance as Sonic is definitely one of the highlights of the film.
Voice of BB-8 as well.
Really?
Yeah.
There you go.
I think amongst other people, maybe a people
They were doing the
alternated
squeaks and
beeps.
bubbles and
Yeah.
beeps and yep.
But one of the things I like about the fact that it does go back to the beginning is that he makes his own rewind noises. It's like
That was
very
fun.
good.
Also good with the opening logos as well. The Paramount logo with the rings.
Yep.
And a lot of the sounds coming across immediately. And then the cool sort of like Sega title screen I enjoyed a lot as well.
That sort of stuff really reminded me of playing the games. This was one of the earlier video games that I played. Weirdly, I had a Nintendo 64 and then got a Sega later on and ended up going back and playing a lot of the old school platformer games.
Fun.
And yeah, I loved the original Sonic game. It was very, very cool. And just the sound of the rings every time you hear it in this film, I just got nostalgia flooding back in.
There's a lot of really good Easter eggs to fans of the franchise right throughout the film, but none that feel like they're in your face, like
I agree.
Solo, a Star Wars story or something like that.
Yeah.
They're very organically interwoven into the narrative, which is fantastic.
Get a little bit of context about his upbringing.
Love the island, how that looks as like a video game stage with all like the free loop-de-loops and everything.
Yeah,
That's
so
great.
it's based on the very first level of Sonic, Green Hill Zone. And one of the best things about that is that when he then does go to Earth,
It's Green Hills.
it's Green Hills. Exactly right. Very, very cool design for that level. Instantly recognizable as well.
Very quickly into the action as well. Have him running around, and then obviously we meet Longclaw. That's a Lockjaw Longclaw.
Yeah, got real like Paddington parental vibes there.
Or who else did we see who's like a kind bear and something we've watched lately?
Oh, I don't know.
But we did-
Usually we only
we-
get deadbeat dads.
No, but we said like a similar comment about like oh no, we're talking about Wicked.
Ah, yes.
But we don't see a lot of Longclaw because they're
No.
attacked by a
Short
kid.
claw, am I right?
It's very short claw, brief claw even. But yeah, they're attacked by a sort of pack of hunting echidnas, a bit of foreshadowing to a certain red echidna who will pop up in the sequel.
Yeah. So he describes them only as power-hungry bad guys. We find out that his speed is not something that everyone has.
Correct.
It's a
got
real
powers.
power.
Yep.
And that's another thing that often comes up in the games as well. Like one of the expressions for Shadow is like, let me show you my real power. The Chaos Emerald. And there's this idea of seeking out power.
Yes.
And these guys are obviously after Sonic's. Yep. And so Longclaw sends him to Earth with a bag of rings. They can kind of make little portals.
Burger rings.
Yeah, that's it. But we assume that Longclaw is dead. Doesn't survive the attack.
No. Unless it's like Aunt Lucy's trapped in Peru or something. or hey, they're making a full Sonic movie, who knows? Basically flashes forward then 10 years later in Green Hills, Montana. Mm-hmm. And we've got good old Tom Thingo. Wachowski.
So played by James Marsden. He's the local small town sheriff of Green Hills.
Loves acting opposite an animated creature.
He does. He really does. And yeah, as soon as it gets to him, he's just like, I'm bored. He's a little bit over the small town sheriff shtick.
There's not much to do.
He wants to move up in the world and he wants to really help people.
Yeah.
But I did notice that very quickly in this film, when a character is introduced, they're introduced as the funny guy. And you're like, well, are we all the funny guy?
Everyone's the funny
Like
guy.
Sonic is quippy, James Marsden's doing like the turtle gag. Hey buddy, where's the fire?
Man.
I thought it was funny. I thought it was funny too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was talking to you.
He was talking to me and I was like, no, I agree with you. It is funny.
Don't shoot me, James Marsden.
But even like Adam Pally, his little deputy character.
He's good fun.
He's very funny, but he's playing like the idiot funny. All right,
We're all having a good time.
we're all fighting for comedic status here, but they're going to be overshadowed very, very soon with the introduction of the villain. But should we talk Sonic's design?
Which one?
Well, I think he looks great in this film. He obviously didn't always look this way.
No, it didn't look great in that first trailer.
No.
Oh boy.
So,
It's like one of the most disliked YouTube videos of all time.
Yeah. So Ugly Sonic, he had more of a human anatomy in terms of his proportions. He
Terrifying.
looked like a kid, more like a gangly teenager, and he had
gangly
teeth
Ben
that
Schwartz.
were very uncomfortable to look at, and his eyes were quite beady and far apart. And one of the best things about this design is that character in its original form makes an appearance in Chippendale Rescue Rangers.
Yeah, I saw that. It was
Very, very good fun.
Is it Andy Samberg and John Mulaney that do that film? I think.
They're the actors in
Yeah.
it, but I believe it was Akiva who wrote it.
Yeah, and then
Who's doing the new Naked Gun.
yes, correct. And I think might be like Tim Robertson who does like the voice of like the ugly Sonic as well. So
maybe that's great. Love that.
But yeah, obviously this design is a lot more cartoonish and in line with the video game
Yeah,
aesthetic
it
and stuff.
feels very faithful. The only thing that's not quite up to scratch yet are his sneakers that are looking pretty beaten and busted, but they'll get an upgrade too.
Yes, they'll be nice and bright and red. But we see the sneakers in action. He's like running past Tom's speed trap.
Yeah.
And then also as well when he saves the tortoise from an incoming vehicle. And then we get sort of an intro into his like little cave clubhouse.
Yeah, so I really like the speed effects in this. I like that they use a variety of different techniques to do it as well. Sometimes it's like a point of view of him running through. Sometimes we get like the reverse shot. Sometimes we're seeing things in real time while he speed past, and other times we're seeing it his speed.
Yeah.
But I found it really, really fun when he's in his little lair, jumping around, doing different things. I thought the table tennis felt very X-Men Days of Future Past.
100%. Like half of the scenes feel like, that was pretty cool with Evan Peters. Let's do it with Sonic.
Yeah, well, they do the time in a bottle thing a few times in this, but that's all right. It
works 100%. We get a little sort of hint to Mushroom Hill Zone when he's like looking at the different places to go.
Yeah, that's his like escape plan if anything ever goes wrong.
Yes, and then basically work out that he's been hanging around in the town. He feels a part of the community, but sort of, but not really.
Oh, he's just stalking people.
Yeah,
stalking
Donut Lord
Wachowski and his wife Maddie.
Who's pretzel lady.
Pretzel Lady and Donut Lord. But we can tell pretty early on. In fact, we can't just tell. He tells us he's lonely. There's nothing too subtle about this film.
No, absolutely not at all. There's probably like why I think the second one's just a little bit more engaging is that the first one feels very cliche all the time. And like these are beats that we've seen in movies before. Mm-hmm. Schwartz and someone else brings them to life a little bit more. But yeah, we see like the baseball scene showing how fast he is playing basically an entire game of baseball by himself. Mm-hmm. But again, gets upset about that and then it causes a major power outage with this sort of like explosion of energy from him.
Yeah. Just a fun fact too, because you mentioned the sequels as well. I like that in that opening montage too, he really enjoys watching Speed and obviously main character in Speed, Keanu Reeves, ends up voicing Shadow down the track. So that's just a fun little nod there.
I haven't got around to seeing the third one yet. I will, though.
I don't think I've seen it either. I've definitely seen the first two, but I can't really remember the second one that much. I might have to revisit it since you talk about how good it is.
Well, we'll revisit it together next year. We'll see.
I do think there's some really fun moments early on in this film. The kids were laughing hysterically when he's like taunting, the crazy guy in the town. You're out there, someone's like, no, I'm not.
Good gag.
Good fun.
Because he's the blue devil, the town basically. Being told by this crazy guy. That's who he is.
But Marsden has been offered a job at the San Francisco Police Department.
Yes. He's packing up. He's already ready to leave. But yeah, as I said, the power goes out and his understudy has got no idea what to do.
It's a good looking effect when it goes out too. It's like this electric explosion.
Yeah.
Or like a sonic boom, if you will.
Something very good. I give that 5 big booms.
Yes. But yeah,
the quill as well, it's glowing.
It is glowing. And the US military decide they're going to bring in an eccentric scientist to investigate. And I love that this is obviously someone they've dealt with before, and everyone's like, oh God, we're not going to do this, are we?
Not him.
Yeah. So old Dr. Robotnik, a.k.a. Dr. Eggman, played by Jim Carrey.
This is just peak Jim Carrey.
Yeah, so was it this... I think it was when the second one was coming out that he said, I think I'm done with acting, but...
I'll do this.
I'll keep playing this character.
Well, he enjoys the character so much that he plays him twice in a movie.
Yeah, that's true. And you can really tell, like, a lot of the things he's doing in this movie are his classic moves.
Yeah.
You go, oh, there's a bit of Count Olaf in here, and oh, there's some
bit
Grinch
of Mask,
there.
And Riddler, and he's playing a lot of his familiar beats, but with, like, a different kind of edge to the character, which I like.
Well, he's the top banana in a world full of hungry monkeys. He's got some good lines in this, and a lot of improv, which is pretty classic for Jim Carrey.
Yeah, I love the whole entrance. It's fantastic, and it's like, oh, Major Nobody Cares. And
he's having a blast,
yeah,
and we're having one right with him.
Yeah, she leaves a big scary egg sack. Look what came out of my big sack. And I'm just like, Jim, no!
Think about the children!
The drones!
Oh dear, but he sends off a bunch of those drones to scan the area and find out what created the pulse, and they find a footprint in the woods. So Sonic is like, I gotta get out of here. No longer safe. I'm going to the Mushroom Planet. Instead of just using the ring in his lair,
Well, he can't, apparently. He has to go outside, and it's not safe around, so then he decides to do it in the barn of the donut.
That
world.
felt very forced just to bring
They
those
got to
two
meet.
together.
They have to.
Yeah. So he goes to Wachowski's garage, and it backfires majorly on him.
Gets a trank gun.
Yeah, exactly. Wachowski comes in. His partner's a vet, so he shoots him with a trank gun. Because he's wearing a San Francisco t-shirt, Sonic all of a sudden thinks of San Francisco and then drops his bag of rings in there. But yeah, it all feels very much like, well, they just needed this to happen.
Yep.
He helps Sonic hide when he wakes up because Robotnik turns up to the house.
Yes.
I love when he's like, "Good morning, my rural chum." That felt very Ace Ventura.
Yeah. That's fair.
Bumblebee tuna, Bumblebee tuna.
Their exchange is quite good. I love the interplay that they sort of have.
The kind of cocky attitude that Marsden has tricking him. Says his friend
Get
Spence
the power
that
company.
works there. So smug. So smug. Everyone calls me Tom, except my dentist. He calls me Tim, but it's gone on so long that it'd be weird if I corrected him. Well, Tom, whose dentist calls him Tim.
You can call me Dr. Robotnik. My dentist calls me Rob.
But I think my favorite line is when he says, "I was spitting out formulas while you were still spitting up formula." And then Tom goes, "I was breastfed, actually." And Dr. Robotnik goes, "Nice, rub it in my orphan face."
Really, really good. Then he finds the quill. He's
does.
like, if you don't tell me where this creature is, I'm a shoot you. And then,
Knocks him out cold.
yes, yeah, Sonic comes in, scares the hell out of Jim Carrey.
Oh, how good's that scream?
Excellent.
Don't hurt him!
Tom just socks him one in the face and knocks him out, and then they get out of there.
They do. And I like that when he wakes up too, he's like assistant guy. I can't remember the character's name. You know what's the hardest part about being the smartest person in the world? Everyone else is stupid. Yes, way to go. You got that one. He's just so condescending to him.
It's excellent.
It is good. But the narrative's all set up now. It's a buddy road trip film.
Yep.
All that opening part was just to get him in a car together.
Pretty much. And then
Yeah.
off we go.
Sonic probably could get there in about 2 seconds if he went on his own.
I know. But then the movie couldn't happen.
Yeah, they kind
We
of
couldn't-
shoehorn
more
it.
James Marsden and the human characters. That's what we want out of this film.
Yeah, I know. They chuck in like a little line about him not being able to do it on his own. Like, oh, he doesn't know the way. It's just an excuse to get him to go
Well,
together.
because that's what he does. Like, he goes out and basically goes across the ocean. Is like, yeah, salt water, gross. And it's like, okay, I'll sit in a car. Gets the world's largest elastic rubber band ball, and
I love that with the paddle ball is
super
very, very good.
annoying, and
When will
then-
we get there? When will we get there? It's like it's such a kid sitting in the back of the car kind of vibe.
and someone who needs to move and can't. And they arrive at a biker bar, basically.
They do. Yeah, Marsden's basically stopping in there to check with the department. Robotnik's onto him when he hangs up, and Robotnik's talking to like the deputy. He's like, "You just sit there and be you. Sless."
Yeah, that's good.
Sonic's gone inside the biker bar, and the boys bond over their bucket lists.
Yes, they've all got things that they want to do, and it create that sort of bond between the characters that Sonic's like, well, I haven't been able to live much of a life, and I would like to do that. And then that's also about sort of like the same thing for James Marsden's character. Though he hasn't really told Sonic that he wants to leave yet.
Well, he's just met the guy. He doesn't have to share everything.
I mean, he might be like, oh, San Francisco, that's where I'm going to work.
Nah, it's got to be there for the big reveal.
Of course, the big reveal. Not sure if it's on the bucket list or not, but we get into a bar fight.
It is on the bucket list.
Oh, yeah,
You see him cross it off later. But this is your first time in a bottle or bullet time scene, whatever you want to call it. How does he move so fast that they barely move at all in the time that he's doing it, and yet his punches still have no impact? Just from the velocity that he's swinging his hand.
Could kill someone.
Yeah,
Should
for
kill
sure.
someone.
Just punch
I
right
think
through
Sonic
there.
should kill people. That's basically what this film's missing.
It's a bit of a different film.
It's a bit of...
If there was a Sonic
Shadow
horror
the
movie,
Hedgehog.
they should have had the original Sonic design. He looks like a bit of a serial killer.
That's a horror movie waiting to happen.
So he basically wins the fight, and then we've got a little bit of a cutback to Jim Carrey, and he punches his henchman like right in the throat for no reason. He just goes, "You left yourself open."
Mr. Stone. But he takes it because he loves Robotnik.
Yeah, he does.
It's a bit of an interesting relationship between those two.
He's romancing the stone.
That's excellent. Hey, last week a term particularly, that's good.
Thanks, man.
That's very
That's
good.
the best I can do at this point. So the boys continue their journey, and Sonic is outraged because this is where it all comes out that Tom is leaving Green Hills.
It's like, that's the first level in my game. You can't leave. it does end up providing a bit of fuel to the fire for a great car chase with Robotnik sort of coming in and harpooning the car.
Yeah, this is good fun.
Yeah, I enjoy this action scene.
Because Sonic is enraged, though, he starts glowing again and then rolls into the truck. And this is very cool. Like, it looks really good, but also I like the fact that he kind of wakes up from it afterwards and goes, I guess I had one more life left. Nice little video game reference there. But Robotnik's not out of ideas yet.
Correct. And then basically he's got the quill and then it's like...
It's like the big tank shoots out mini tanks. In fact, Sonic might even say, I think that tank just had a baby.
Yes.
It's like it just keeps getting smaller and smaller. It's like
Until
the
eventually
Russian doll of tanks.
Dr. Rabushka.
One thing that I found really puzzling in this scene, though, Sonic's getting all these good hits in while Marsden's driving the car, and then they decide to swap. What can Marsden do? And Sonic certainly can't drive. We see that.
He's trying to use a manual at the same time. You don't read a drive, you idiot.
But they do get into a bit of an explosion, and Sonic is injured, so Tom rushes him over to Maddie's sister's place.
Oh, he was a lot of fun.
I like her character. Like, the fact that she dislikes them. You need someone who's a bit of a wet blanket, because everyone else is so like turned up to 11.
A heated blanket, if you will. 11 on the heated blanket scale.
I see. Sorry, I thought you meant her. I was like, no, that's
That's
not
the wet blanket.
Yeah, 100%.
The wet bandit.
Wet blanket. W-E.
See?
Well, we get the dance sequence here from Jim Carrey.
So good.
So this is when he is investigating the quill, and you got him skiing, the dinosaur coming after him, and then when his head just disappears as the dinosaur bites, it's really good. Apparently, this whole thing was completely improvised as well.
100%.
It's his idea to use this song in this moment.
I'm pretty sure there's I can't remember if there's a dance sequence in the second one as well. There's definitely one in the third one. Yeah, it's just great. It's like, all right, we've got another Robotnik dance number.
Hell yeah.
5, 6, 7, 8.
And his assistant asks him if he wants a latte. Of course I want a latte. I love the way you make them.
Yeah, he's got some mystical milk or something from a yak or something like that. Yak.
Good. Did you have that in your notes?
Nah, it's off the dome.
Couldn't fit him in there with that 5 points. But Maddie's a vet, so she helps Sonic get revived.
Yep.
Can we just take a moment to appreciate how under control I've been? And then she completely freaks out.
Yes.
You're right. Maddie's sister's a bit
annoying.
Oh, well, just what's her problem? She hates him before any of the shit goes down. I don't really get it. I can understand why her daughter wants to just tie her up and ignore her.
Yeah.
And does so for the rest of the film.
It's been building to this. But yes, they rock up and they're in San Francisco.
Oh, in his new kicks too.
Yes, yeah. Oh, yes, forgot about the new kicks. Love that.
I think they're Pumas.
Correct, yes. They
do. I think they removed the branding. It's a bit like that confusing branding in Jumanji when they had the real shoes, but because they took off the design of the real shoes.
Yeah, they were Charles Barkley shoes, I'm pretty sure.
But it doesn't really work as advertising if you can't see what it's advertising. When they get to San Francisco, though, and Maddie's like, why did we let him drive? Why did they let him drive?
I don't know.
Doesn't make any sense.
Anyway.
So they go to the top of the Transamerica building, but Sonic can't actually get there on his own at first because it's all locked up. So they have to put him in a bag, and they're just pretending they have a kid in a bag.
Yeah, it's like, oh, no, it's okay. It's not my kid. It's not your kid. He's like, yeah, he likes it in there, don't you?
It's like, no.
No.
But they find the rings pretty quickly, and Sonic apologizes for being so hard about him taking the job. Hard on him for taking the job, sorry. But before they can leave, Robotnik and his robots turn up, or his robots. And we get another bullet time scene.
Yes, we do.
Game-accurate flight suit.
Yes, very, very good. And yeah, I love the way that Sonic sort of just placing the rockets sort of into the drones and everything like that. It's good fun. It's good. It looks cool.
But now because Robotnik has the quill, his ship moves fast too. And I love that it shows him almost pressing the button, almost pressing it in the bullet time sequence, and then as soon as he hits it, he's like, oh, we're on now.
Yeah, I can catch up with you. So yeah, it's a fun chase sequence that obviously bookends and brings us back to hey, we're here now. That's fine.
It does, and Tom and Maddie get to the safety of Green Hills. He uses a ring to send them back there.
They land in a barn.
And then they're chasing all over the world.
Yeah, Paris, Egypt,
Why did you say Egypt like that?
I just can't remember if there's any other...
Egypt?
I couldn't remember if there's any other
Great
places.
Wall of China, I think.
Yeah, that's right, yeah. I couldn't remember. But I just remember Egypt because it's like Sonic's like racing up the pyramid with Robotnik in pursuit, which is good fun. Basically, Robotnik gets him.
Once they get back to Green Hills.
And I love the slow movement of the craft through the ring as well. Like, very ominous. Looks really cool.
They must have been running for a while, though, because it's nighttime all of a sudden.
Yep. But yeah, Sonic's been taken down and it looks like he's dead. It's like someone want to get some ice.
Yeah.
Preserve the body.
Tom uses a ring to sneak up on Robotnik and momentarily distract him with a bit of a scuffle.
Yes. And Sonic is saved by the power of friendship.
I wrote the exact same thing. I was thinking of Scott Pilgrim versus the World. Yeah.
Sonic just gained the power of self-respect.
But he goes full Super Saiyan here.
It really does.
This is my power and I'm not using it to run away anymore.
And yeah, basically...
And we're not going to fight anymore. He goes full Sam Jackson.
It really does. And very like classic Sonic video game, just sort of like ricocheting off objects.
Yes, very pinball bounces and knocking the ship through the portal. That's kind of how you defeat him in the game as well.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah, it's really cool. Well, actually, no, you bounce off him, he explodes, and then you jump through a portal.
Gotcha.
But
close enough.
Yeah. And then we get the very quick cut back to the sister with the kid running around. Put on my Fitbit so at least I get my steps up.
That's a good gag.
That's pretty funny.
That's good fun. But yeah, Robotnik is taken down, and Sonic's like accepted in the community, and the crazy guy is really happy because he's like, "Hey,
I told you,
I'm not mental."
Imagine this guy's been just a sophisticated member of society this entire time.
He's been cast out by Tom, and Tom's like, "What have I done?
Would have gotten away with it if it weren't for you meddling kids
and that damn blue devil."
But Tom decides to stay in Green Hills, and we get the classic Sonic theme with a bit of a feel-good family painting.
Moments.
They're painting the house.
Yeah, the classic feel-good.
But the military turns up and thanks them for keeping quiet with a $50 Olive Garden voucher.
Yes, paying off that great gag earlier in the film.
They claim Sonic has moved on, but they have set up his cave in the attic.
Yes, he's officially moved in, and we're all good to go.
Step. They've basically just adopted a kid.
Yeah, big stuff, guys. Yeah, for Donut Lord and old pretzel lady. Then we'll find out that Robotnik's obviously still alive. He's on the mushroom planet.
Yep, actually got his head shaved for this scene.
Yes, which is pretty sick, and like more...
The wacky mustache. And
it looks great.
He's looking exactly like the game.
Yes. Going to find a way to get out.
And I love the way from the sequel, he obviously does.
Yeah, and the way he's going like... like moving around. I was just like, yeah, cool. You cooked, Jim Carrey. You cooked.
Oh, dear.
And then post-credits, we get another character involved, and Tails is here.
Oh, I'll admit, I didn't watch the post-credit scene.
No?
I thought that was the credit scene.
No. They got more. You got even more.
Oh, it's all right.
Tails rocks up. And
Nice.
who's voiced by the same person who voices Tails in the games.
Oh, that's cool.
So I like that.
I'm
not sure if that's the case for the second film, but definitely for this post-credit scene. But yeah, that's Sonic.
Yeah, it's a bit of fun. We said that it didn't require much note-taking throughout.
I think
it's pretty simplistic.
The word I described as inconsequential.
Yeah.
It's a pretty light and easygoing one.
Yeah, it's fine.
And I think it fits with the tone of the character. Schwartz and Carey really bring it to life a lot more. More time with them. Less time with James Marsden, and I'm not going to be okay.
You're not a Marsden fan.
I'm a Marsden fan in terms of some of the stuff he's done, like acting-wise. Like, when I want a Sonic movie, it's like when you go watch Godzilla. I don't want time with, like, the human characters. I want time with Godzilla. I want time with Sonic. That's what I care about.
My favorite iteration of Godzilla is the one that focuses mainly on the human characters.
Oh, with Matthew Broderick?
Yeah, I love that. It's so cheesy. It has Hank Azaria in the only time that he plays like a macho type role. Yeah. He's like, hey, this is how I talk all the time. Hey.
Like, I know the boys would be pretty happy to know that we are going to do Sonic 2 probably at some stage. Might not happen while they're here. But hey, that's the legacy that they will leave. So appreciate it, Josh and Dennis.
Yes, thank you very much. And thanks again, Josh, for a great intro. Alrighty, shall we move on to movie mashups?
Smash it up!
Whoa.
Oh, wow. What was that?
I don't know.
God.
They did the mash.
They did the movie mash.
The movie mash.
It's like a plot theme
They did the
smash.
mash.
It might turn out
They
trash.
did the mash.
They did the movie mash.
Wow.
We will take take it in turns to read out pitches for existing movies with a slight twist based on the theme of the week. The goal is to guess the new mash-up title, which should be a play on words. Now, because we watched Sonic this week, our theme for today is video game characters. However, you originally thought it was just video games, and you shared an absolute cracker with me.
Oh, yeah. It was really hard to get through. It was like E.T., the extra terrestrial.
Terrestrial.
Yeah, so that was tricky.
Maybe it's good that wasn't the thing.
Yeah.
But as I said, video game characters. For example, if I was describing the movie about a filmmaker who discovers a giant gorilla in a tie and transports him back to New York. Transports him back to New York, where it breaks free and kidnaps a young woman, you might say the film is called Donkey King Kong.
Love that.
Would you like to kick things off?
I will. In this 2010 remake of a 1981 Swords and Sandals film, a young demigod spins his way into trouble when he's caught between a war of man and the Greek gods, journeying and jumping to different lands and collecting fruity treasures along the way to ensure an almighty kraken isn't unleashed.
Is it Crash of the Titans?
He's got it!
You're unbelievable.
Oh! Good stuff, mate. Good stuff. Alrighty. An ongoing rivalry between two Italian families becomes more complex when teens from the families fall in love at first sight and end up making the ultimate sacrifice that'll leave you saying, Mamma Mia!
Is it Mario and Juliet?
He's done it!
You're unbelievable.
Oh!
Woohoo! Okay, nice one. Mario and Juliet, the original couple. In this post-apocalyptic zombie thriller, one man is left in the royal kingdom of New York, left to high rule over Manhattan while trying to find a cure to the plague that's wiped out civilization.
Is it World War Zelda?
No.
Wait.
It's in Manhattan, in New York, while he's trying to find a cure to the plague. He's a scientist. Sad.
Oh, okay.
In particular with the name of the game.
I am Legend of Zelda?
He's got it!
You're unbelievable.
Oh! The character's not called Legend of Zelda.
No, but the movie is. So I put both of them together.
Oh dear. In this electrifying disaster movie, a volcano specialist travels to a small town to warn the population that they are in danger when a long-dormant stratovolcano becomes active again. After taking a peeker inside the volcano, his concerns are realized and he must help get the mayor and her children to safety as it erupts.
It is Dante's Pikachu.
He's done it!
You're unbelievable.
Oh!
That's a good one.
Did you like after taking a peeker?
Taking a Pika. Crazy, because I've got a disaster film for you as well.
Hey, alrighty.
In this 2017 disaster film, one scientist and his similarly dressed brother has the responsibility of reversing catastrophic weather systems that threaten to ruin more than just a few pipes and completely destroy all of the green on the planet.
Reversing disasters.
Yeah, so it's like all bad like weather stuff.
Right, and I've definitely seen this film.
Maybe. Have you got the character?
It's someone green, so it's Luigi.
Yeah.
Luigio Store?
He's got it!
You're unbelievable.
Oh!
Luigio Storm.
Sometimes you really can sound them out, but that film never would have come to me if I didn't have the G to go.
Totally fair. It sucks.
Oh dear.
Go for it.
When the government tries to enforce the signing of the Sokovia Accords, there is a divide between Earth's mightiest heroes, with both sides proclaiming, I'm gonna win.
Captain America Civil War.
He's done it!
You're unbelievable.
In this early Tim Burton classic, a grey-suited man who zips around like there's lightning in his body loses his bike and journeys across the regions, peeking around to meet zany characters with special abilities. A journey that ends up being super effective.
Oh god, I hate that character. So annoying. But what is his name? Pika Wee Herman?
Pikachu's Big Adventure.
Oh my goodness.
Oh!
Unbelievable.
Pikachu's Big Adventure.
Pikachu's Big Adventure. Oh my lord. Alrighty. Woo!
Continue, Mr. Brown.
When the female soccer team is cut, a girl must look on green with envy at the boys' team, who refuses to let her try out. Determined to overcome the blung situation, she pretends to be her own brother to prove she is good enough to make it and dinosaur to great new heights.
Double up!
Hey!
So we know that this film is called Yoshi's the Man.
You're unbelievable.
Oh!
Nice.
I figured this one might come up since you've been watching She's the Man with your class.
This is true. It's quite a front of mind. When an aspiring actress comes across a jazz pianist in a tomb of a jazz club, they embark on a music and dance-filled expedition of love, with both characters raiding each other's heart until it ends with regret.
Okay, so, Lara Land.
He's done it!
You're unbelievable.
Oh!
I wanna
Did you
take
have
him-
Croft in there as well? Lara Croft Land.
Lara Croft Land. But I wanna
Lara
take-
Croft Land. After finishing the school term in a remote outback town, a teacher is eager to holiday with his girlfriend. After gambling his fortune away, he is left stranded in the uncharted town where the locals force booze onto him. There he descends into madness among thieves as they pressure him into participating in activities that make him feel increasingly sick to his stomach.
Nathan Drake in Fright.
He's done it!
You're unbelievable.
Oh!
Still gotta watch it.
I know. But I
for
knew
not
you
giving too
knew
much
enough
away.
about it.
Yeah. Actually, I genuinely have no idea about the film at all. So
I
that's
purposely left out big details.
Thank you. All right, my last mashup. When an employee at a struggling video store accidentally absorbs the energy of a power plant, he makes a further mistake and erases the content of his store's videotapes. In order to keep up the business, the employee and his co-worker seek to recreate the films, inhabiting the energy and appearance of the originals. This causes backlash from the government, as the video store has to swallow their pride and see their tapes get crushed.
Okay. So, I know the character and I know the movie. I'm just trying to figure out Be Kind Rewind.
He's got it!
You're unbelievable.
Oh! Good from you. All right, last one. A Harvard symbolist and French cryptologist investigate a murder at the Louvre, which sets them off on an adventure uncovering religious puzzles and Hyrulean symbols. In a race against time, they try to discover the legend behind the foundations of Christianity and the possibility of Jesus and his princess Mary Magdalene having descendants.
So it's the Da Vinci Code.
It is.
Oh, Zelda Da Vinci Code.
He's done it!
You're unbelievable.
Oh!
Came home strong.
I was struggling. I was like, a link or something? Yeah, I was like, no, it's Zelda. Just Zelda.
Yeah, there was a link to Zelda.
Nice one. Link to the past.
On that note, guys, we are going to wrap things up. But as always, remember to like, subscribe, share it around, and make sure you are commenting with ideas for future films or segamontes you'd like us to tackle. A reminder, we are going to be taking a couple of weeks off, but thank you to all the film clubbers for another incredible term.
Yeah, it's been a really strong term. A lot of really fantastic films that we've been able to cover here on the podcast, and a lot of good chats about said films. So yeah, if you want to go back and see what we've done this term, feel free to browse through while you got a couple of weeks off, and we'll be raring to go back into term 3.
Sonic might not be able to use his power to run away anymore, but I'm afraid we have to.
Thank God.
Thanks, everyone, and catch you at the next film club.
Have a good holidays.
You fell off a cliff as you were saying it.